In my last video, I have shown you this journal and how I fixed the problem that the cover was too small. In this video, I would like to tell you more about this special journal and how I want to use it. So this is my so-called 365 days journal. And this is the first time that the title of this journal sounds better in German than in English. So in German it would be 365 Tage Journal. And yeah, no matter how it sounds, this journal is something really special for me because I want to use this as a diary, but in a little bit different way than you would probably expect it. This journal will be on my desk for 365 days and I will use it on a daily basis. This journal is a journal that I would like to fill up with you and all my viewers out there together. So it will be a thing that we want to do together. And this is hopefully an idea that you would like to try out for one of your own journals. Hi there, this is Luise Heinzel. Welcome to my channel Junk Journal Art. Nice to see you here. Thank you very much for joining me today. Yeah, so the problem with the cover of this journal is fixed. Everything is ready to go, and I would like to tell you more details about this journal, this 365 days journal, and how I want to use it. So perhaps you have seen this journal in my last video where I have shown you the disaster with this soft cover that was too small. If you have missed that video and if you are interested in it, please check out the info box. I have the link there for you so that you can watch that video as well if you don't want to miss anything, or if you have the problem that you've made a soft cover for your journal and it is too small and you need a solution. So everything is fixed here and this journal is ready to go now. So the idea behind this 365 days journal came to life in collaboration with Susanne from Bollenhut Art. Perhaps you know her channel. If not, I will link it down below in the description box. And we both have put our heads together to find a way to make a journal that you can use as a diary on the one hand. And on the other hand, we thought about an idea how to show you how you can use your junk journals. So the main idea behind this 365 days journal is to show you ideas, what you can use your journal for, what things can be out there that you can use to journal about. There are many questions about this topic, and of course everyone in this world who is doing junk journals is doing that a little bit different, but we want to do something special. We want to journal about something really special, and we want to fill this journal with you together. So in this journal, there are mainly two ideas that we have combined in one journal. So let me start with idea number one. Many of you have said, oh, I want to use my junk journal as a diary, but I have not the time to sit down every day and write full pages and write lots of text to my journal because my time is limited and I don't have the time to do that. So we have found a way that you can use your journal even if you have no time or nearly no time. So as you can see here in the beginning of my journal, there are lots of plain grid pages. So this has a special reason because this part of the journal is my diary for 365 days. That sounds strange because it's not so much space here. It's only a few pages here, but this will be totally enough with this idea that we both had. So now I have to take a paper because this what I have written here already is some personal stuff, so I don't want to show you that. So below this paper there's only the same paper like this, with this grid here. And I have put the word January, Januar in German, here on the top. And here on this side, I have made the numbers for the days. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And I write down one line per day to those papers here. So that means only those few pages that I have here will be enough for the whole year. I will have the other month when they come, and then I will glue the name down and write, for example, March the 1st, and then I write one line per day into these little papers here. So there will be one line for March the 1st, one line for March the 2nd, and so on until I get to December the 31st, and the whole year is completed. And then I will have a whole diary on these few pages here. On some of the days, I needed 2 lines. So as you can see here, here's January the 1st and the 2nd, and here's nothing. That means on the 2nd of January, I have used 2 lines for my journaling. But I don't care about that. It's my journal. I can do what I want, and I will do what I want. So that's the reason why you can't see the other month here until now, because I don't know how much space I will need for the single month. I have just stamped the names of the month that I need for the future here to these little scraps. And when the next month begins, I'm just taking this little scrap. I'm taking the word March and I will glue it down, and then I can start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on, one line per day for my daily diary here. And I have decided that I want to put those special papers for my diary to the very front of my journal. So if you want to look at this, here is the end of this thing, and if I flip this over, you can see this is the first signature. So this is everything that I will need for this 365 days of journaling, so that I have it in the front of my journal and that I don't have to search for it in between of my other things that I will journal in the rest of the journal. Of course, you can do that the same if you don't have the time to search for the right page. Just put it in front of your journal here in the very first signature, and you will have it at hand every time you need it. Or if you like it a little bit more mixed up, of course, you could also put those grid papers in between of the other papers so that you have only little portions of your diary in between of the other pages. Yeah, you could also, if you want to make, for example, 6 signatures, put 2 months into one signature, and then they will go through this whole journal. I mean, those grid pages will go through the whole journal, and the diary that you've made will go through the whole journal and will mix up with your other artsy stuff that you want to put into your journal. Okay, so that was the first idea of this journal and the first thing I want to use this journal for. So perhaps that's a little idea for you as well. If you say, I don't have the time to write lots of text every day, then start small and choose something like this and write 1 line per day. And perhaps you will experience that 1 line is not enough. And perhaps you think, oh, today I want to write more and I have the time to write more. Then, of course, you can use the rest of your pages. You can use the rest of your journal to fill that up with your ideas, with your diary, and that stuff that takes a little bit more space and more time, probably as well. Okay, so now I want to flip through this journal with you, and while I'm flipping through the journal, I would like to tell you the second part of this idea behind this journal, and I would like to tell you something about how I want to use it together with you. As I said, I want to fill this journal with your help, and especially with your questions. So that's the second part of this idea. Before I tell you something more about that, I would like to mention some things that I have used for this journal. Perhaps that's an idea for you as well. I have used some leftovers from my own printables. So this, for example, is the Lost Green Scraps printable that was somewhere here on my desk, and I thought, why not using it here? This is the Tea Stained Butterflies printable. Here's some other printables from my shop as well. And I've also used some Italian book pages that I got in a very sweet Happy Mail last year. I've also collected some things that originally belonged to the stash of my grandmother. This picture here, for example, she had that in her collection, and I wanted to have this here. I have many things of my grandmother. In the meantime, they were gifted to me by my father, and I wanted to have those papers here in my very personal special journal. And I've also tried out some things that I have never done before or not so regularly. For example, this little cluster here, I have sewn some buttons to this cluster. And if you know me and know my channel, I do that not so often because I'm not so familiar with that. I need practice with this whole stuff. So I thought, when I practice it here in my journal, in my personal journal, then nobody else will be hurt. And if it looks terrible, I can practice it until it looks not so terrible. So I want to try out different things here as well that I have done not so often in the past, and use it as a really, as an experimental journal and a diary at the same time. Many of you, and that's the reason why I want to make this series here on my channel about this journal and this special kind of journaling, many of you have asked me, how do you use your junk journals, Louise? If you have made a junk journal and you have finished it, how do you use that? For example, you have some artsy pages like this, for example, but is that all? Is a junk journal something like an art journal? I mean, for me, every junk journal is an art journal. Junk journaling is art for me. But there's no writing here until now. I made this little note here, but that's not a real diary thing, isn't it? I mean, you want to know the things that you can use to journal about, some topics that you can use for journaling. So the series about this journal shall also give you some ideas for yourself, some ideas of things that you can journal about. And I want to do this in a very special way because I want to fill up this journal together with you. So please think about what you want to know about me. What do you want to know about Louise Heinzel? That can be everything. Please don't be shy. Just write a question, what you want to know about me. You can use the comment section below this video, and please use only the comments below this video. Please, please, please don't write emails or don't message me on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. Please only use the comment section below this video, because otherwise I will get really much trouble to collect all of your questions. And the idea behind this is I will take your questions and I will try to answer your questions in a video and in this journal. That means in the future you will see me journaling in this journal using your questions as a base for my journaling. And the one thing is that you can get to know me a little bit better. You can ask what you want and I will decide how I can put that into my journal. Of course, there are some questions that are perhaps a little bit too private and that I don't want to put to the public, but you can be sure that you will get an answer. If it's too private, I will message you directly and perhaps answer that or let you know that it is too private for me. But if I can answer that in public, and I will try my best to answer every question, then you will see a video answering me the question and at the same time journaling about this question in this journal. And now perhaps you think, yeah, then it's a journal about Luise Heinzel. Yes, it is, because it is my journal. But I want to go a step further with your questions. I will take your questions and I will try to write them down in a way that everyone can answer that, so that it can be an idea for your own journaling in your journal as well. So perhaps if you ask me, what's your favorite animal? Then of course I can make a page about my favorite animal, and everyone can do that. Everyone out there can take the question as it is and make a page about your favorite animal, and that can be an idea for your journaling. But if you perhaps ask, what's your favorite place in Rome? Then not everyone can answer this question. Perhaps you know I love Italy, and especially Rome. I was very often in Rome, and of course I can answer that question really easily and I can give you information about that. But perhaps you haven't been in Rome in your life, then you have a problem with answering this question. But I will find a way to take the question as an idea for a more general question that you can take for your journaling as well. When I have collected some of those ideas, I will put them all together to a freebie sheet, and you will find that freebie on my website. So of course I will inform you in one of my next videos when that sheet is ready and when you can download it. And then I will give you the link and you can download that sheet for free, and you will have a lot of ideas for your own journaling and for your own diary, and perhaps for your own 365 days journal that you perhaps want to make for your own. So I think I'm done. I think that's it for now. So this is the journal. As you can see, it's really plain. I need much space for the things that will come here, and I'm really excited about what will happen here. I have never done something like that before, especially not with other people like you. So I'm really excited what is coming to me, and I'm really excited to read your questions. And as I said, please don't be shy. Ask what you want. That can be everything. That can be everything that you want to know about me. So please just write down what you want to know, and we will see how we can answer that in this journal. Okay, so of course, as always, I'm hoping that you like this idea and that you perhaps are a little bit excited as well. Perhaps you have some things in mind that you want to know about me, and perhaps this is the chance to answer all of your questions. I get so many questions and so many things that I even don't think about when I make a video that this could be a question. So perhaps we can solve this problem. I mean, it's not a real problem, isn't it? But perhaps we can find this, perhaps we can take this journal as a fun way to answer those questions, and it's also perhaps a little bit more easier for me to answer all of those questions when I can make a video, because some of you have the same questions, of course. So yeah, as I said, feel free to leave some questions. What do you want to know about me? And every time in the future when you see this journal, you know there will be some questions that are answered in that video, and I will create a page in this special 365 days journal. And of course, I'm trying to include some techniques that you perhaps haven't seen before. And I would like to make this in a really artsy style, of course, not just answering the question. You will get some kind of a tutorial or process video with those videos as well, of course. So if you want to make such a special journal for yourself, please feel free to do that. And please show your work to the world. I'm always so happy to see your creations on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. If you want to share your work, then please tag me at Luise Heinzel. You can find that there somewhere in the video screen as well. And you can also use the hashtag Junk Journal Art mit Luise Heinzel. It's also written down there on the video screen. Then I can find your posts much more easy on social media. And I'm really, really excited. And I'm so happy that I have this journal now. And I'm so excited to fill this up with you together. So let's experiment. Let's find some cool journaling ideas. Let's do this project together. And yeah, until the next time, I wish you the biggest fun with your own journal projects, perhaps this one as well. Think about questions, write them down there. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, I have to upload this video now so that you have the chance to comment, so that I can read it. Yeah, so stay healthy, stay creative. See you the next time. Bye bye.